What's up, guys? Here with the week 6 review. I know it's been a couple weeks since I've been able to get a video up. That's just how things go this time of year with with college soccer and personal life going on. Um, but without further ado, I'll get started here. I'm obviously doing this on Tuesday, so we don't have any kind of waiver wire things to discuss. Obviously, throughout the video, I may mention a player here or there. You never know. Um, we'll start with my matchup here. I played Michael this week. I did get the win. It was 153 to 121. Looking at Michael's team, yeah, Josh Allen got him 15, so a little less than projected. Obviously, it looks like the Bills struggled versus the Falcons last night. He had Achan who had 29, Waddle had 13, Cooper Cup got him 11, Cameron Dicker got him 17, and not much else going on in his lineup. Obviously, Ken Walker was a disappointment with 4. Um, and then pretty much everybody else got probably what you would expect. Obviously, not the little weak at receiver on the team. A lot of probably receiver threes filling his lineup, in my opinion. Um, he was able to make the swap last night because originally he had Kincaid in the lineup and then got Dawson Knox in there, who I believe just had the one catch, but it was for a touchdown, so had me a little nervous for a little bit because Josh Allen can go nuts. But if we look at my team here, I played Baker Mayfield. He had 20. Did have Drake May on the bench, who had 27. So the only reason I don't like carrying 2 quarterbacks is you never know which one to play when they're pretty similar. Um, it is how it is. Ted McMillan had 16, had 2 touchdowns in that game, his first 2 of his career. Jamar Chase with 20, McConkey with 20, McBride had 17, DeAndre Swift had 25. Rams defense got me 16. So all in all, very good week out of my team. A couple weak spots are just Saquon with 7. I'm not really sure why he's struggling. Played Hassan Haskins. I think I spent a decent amount of money on him to get him in free agency. Thought he was going to be the guy. Looked like it's more Vidal. We'll see how it goes. I mean, I figured with Haskins playing at Michigan when Harbaugh was there, they had a rapport. But maybe that's not the case. Didn't really have anything going on the bench here. Next matchup we have Josh versus Garrett. Josh won this one 123 to 100. Looking at Garrett's team, he was led by Mahomes, who had 31. I believe Mahomes is right now the #1 quarterback in fantasy, which is what people expect every year. Just hasn't been the case for the past couple years at least. I have him in another league. Pretty happy, but we'll see how that changes. With Rice coming back, if maybe his passing numbers will improve. I assume maybe his rushing numbers will come down a little bit, which just may be a trade-off there in fantasy, but we'll see how that works out there. Had Gentry, had him 16. AJ Brown got 11. Tucker Kraft with 11. Steelers defense was 11. He got 0 out of his kicker. I believe Santos was of the game last night because I think it was Moody. Yeah, it was Moody who. Yeah, Moody was the kicker in the game, so couldn't make the swap. I know I had that issue in another league as well. Like these kicker injuries just be popping up at the last minute, and they don't tell us anything. And of course, it's like that and defense are the positions I don't really focus on too much. I guess that's why I can't win in this league. I don't know. It's just not something you pay too close attention to. I'm looking at some sore spots in his lineup. Junkins with only the 4 points there. Marvin Harrison with 4. He did get hurt in that game, so he's gonna he might miss a week or so. Just a concussion. Jacoby Myers is just 6. Javonte Williams is just 6. Obviously expecting more there out of him. And then nothing really else going on the bench. Did have Algier on the bench who had 10. Montgomery almost threw a second touchdown pass on the season, but it got called for illegal motion. If we look over here at Josh's team, Bo Nix had 13. Uh, really shitty game first thing in the morning over there in London. Josh Jacobs had a huge day with 30. JSN, big day with 26. Tyler Warren had 15. Metcalf with 18. Should have had more. I think Aaron Rodgers sort of threw him on a deep ball where he was pretty much wide open. Sore spots in his lineup: Doomsday with 4, Keenan Allen with 4. I think both of them have kind of come back to earth after their big start to the season. I definitely know Keenan Allen has. I'm not so sure about it. Doomsday did have Jameson Williams on the bench who had 16, but he's definitely just like a boom bust type of player there. Next up, we have Mark versus Derek. Derek won this one 97 to 73. We'll look at Mark's team first. Had Jordan Love with 15, Travis Kelsey had 11, and he didn't have another player in his lineup get double digits. ETN with 8, Warren with 7, Zay Flowers had 6. Obviously, you're not expecting a lot there with Cooper Russian at quarterback. Cortland Sutton just had the 2 points there. Trey Tucker, I guess Trey Tucker basically had 10. Waller's been solid. He got 8. Did have Daniel Jones on the bench who had 22 points, so he could have got some more points there, but it wouldn't have made a difference in him winning or losing. And then looking at Derek's team, Herbert had 19. Jonathan Taylor had 22. Goddard had 22. St. Brown gave him 9. Kamara with 10. Tyquan Thornton, no points. Eagles defense, no points. And then it looks like everybody on his bench is hurt because nobody had any points. Yeah, I mean, Tyquan Thornton is probably not even playable with Rashee Rice coming back. But we'll see how that goes. Next up, we have DJ versus Ray. Obviously, Ray a little disappointed in himself. Tough loss by like point. Looks like without doing the math, like 0.5 or I think it's 0.48 or something. That happens from time to time. I think either in this league or another league, I lost by very similar margins, like 0.6 or something this season. I want to say at one point we actually had a tie, which was very rare in decimal scoring. I don't know when that happened or who was in that matchup, but I should have looked that up when I got some free time someday. But DJ won this one. It was 115.32 to 114.84. Looking at Ray's team, Stafford struggled, just the 9 points. Obviously, Puka being in and out of that game probably didn't help. They obviously didn't need to do a ton to win that game with playing the Ravens. Bijan had the massive day, 33 points there. Worthy basically had 10. Rashad White had 16. Broncos defense got 17. And then, James Cook struggled with just the 9 points. So obviously, Ray was looking for a big comeback last night. Devontae Adams struggled with 6. I mean, there's a lot of times I hear where him and Stafford just haven't been on the same page, but I think the more they play together, the more that'll probably get better, especially if Puka's going to miss, which my guess is he's going to miss at least this week with, I think they have a bye the week after. So I'll probably give him that extra rest to get healthy. I mean, Rashid Shaheed's nothing. Mark Andrews was 5. I mean, you can't expect much out of Baltimore's offense until Lamar gets back. And then he had Hollywood Brown on the bench who had basically 19. So if he would have played him over Worthy, he would have got the win. He could have played him over Shaheed. I mean, I understand not wanting to play, too many guys on the Kansas City passing offense, but it is Mahomes. So you never know. I mean, obviously those are tough decisions you have to make. Obviously, he could have played Caleb and would have got more points there. I don't blame him for that decision. I probably would have stuck with Stafford myself as well. So it is what it is. Looking at DJ's team, Trevor Lawrence got him 19. Drake London had a big day last night with 27. Brian Thomas had a nice day with 19. Ferguson had 11. Raiders defense got him 17. Did have a rough day out of Gibbs with 7. Henderson just isn't living up to the hype he had in the preseason. He just had the 4 there. I mean, I wonder if eventually they'll just bench Stevenson, but the problem is the Patriots are actually a pretty good team this season, so there's no real reason for them to make adjustments at this time, so we'll see how that pans out. Buka got hurt in that game, so you can't be upset with 3 points. Pittman just had the 3 there. On his bench, he had Jackson Dart, who had 24, so he could have got a few more points there. Obviously, he probably made the right decision playing the quarterback there, in my opinion. Had Bam Knight on the bench, who had 12. Of course, you're playing him or Henderson. It's kind of a toss-up, honestly, and had some players on bye. Did have Laporta on the bench with 14, so he's got 2 pretty good tight ends on his team as well. Next up, we got Dalton versus Kenny. Dalton won this one 94 to 73. Justin Fields got him 5 points. Justin Fields is pretty much hot garbage. I don't understand. I mean, I'm not really sure why he's in the league anymore, honestly. Like, he's had too many opportunities at this point, and just he can't get it done. Pickens had 27. Vidal with 21. Kicker got him 10, and just nothing else in the lineup. I mean, he got pretty lucky with his matchup this week. I mean, Chase Brown with 8. Um, Ja'Cory Crossy Merritt with 5. Garrett Wilson got hurt in that game. I'm not sure how much time he missed, but he just had 3 points there. Diggs and Henry, and 2 guys on the same team there. Um, not great games from either. 4 points apiece. And then nothing going on the bench. Some players on bye. Pacheco looks like he's getting a little bit more involved. Um, he only had the 6 points, but we'll see if that helps him out moving forward by chance. I'm looking at Kenny's team. You had Jaden Daniels with 22, Chris Olave with 13, Derrick Henry had 14. I'm not surprised Derrick Henry had that many points. And nothing else going on his line. I mean, Pollard's losing touches and time to uh, Tajay Spears now. He just had the 6. J.K. Dobbins had 4. Debo with just the 3. DJ Moore 7. Juwan Johnson had half a point. They got Taysom Hill back now, so it looks like he's losing some of that activity. Did have Kendrick Bourne on the bench who had 17, so could have helped him out a good bit there. Josh Downs on the bench who had 13. Probably not playing either one of those guys over the 3 receivers he had there. I mean, maybe you play Henry at the running back and bench Pollard or Dobbins. I don't know. Tough decisions. I don't think anything cost him there because he lost by pretty much 21. So the last matchup I have here, I have Dakota with 106 versus Jason, who has 92 and is the lone winless team in the league. Looking at Jason's team, I mean, obviously, if you guys have noticed, Jason's team has been destroyed with injuries, so that's a big reason to it. He had Dak, who had 22. He's having a great season, MVP caliber, but he's not going to get it because the Cowboys aren't going to be a good enough team because our defense is absolutely atrocious. Kyron had 16. Matt Golden with 12. Wandell had 17. Not much going on there. I mean, if you guys look at his team, he's got CeeDee Lamb out, Mike Evans out. He also had Tyreek Hill. So, like, pretty much his top 3 players have been out potentially. I mean, I guess top 4 because he would have had to take Kyron before the 4th round. So, however that worked out there. I mean, he played Stevenson, who had 2 points. Tolbert had 1. With injuries and bye weeks, he had to throw in Blake Corum, a backup running back who got him 2 points. Just tough there. I mean, I've sent offers to Jason for trade. I guess he's not interested. Haven't heard anything. So nothing I can do there. Just obviously in his situation, you probably got to trade a stud to try to get like 2 or 3 startable players. So you can at least field a competitive lineup and try to get out of an 0-6 hole. I'm not sure if it's even possible to really make the playoffs or expect that, but if you were to win out, you could potentially be there. Looking at Dakota's team, Jalen Hurts had 21, McCaffrey had 21, Dowdle had 32. That was tough to watch live in person. And then nothing else going on in his team there. Dakota had Scatabo on the bench who had 30. So he's got pretty good running back core there. But his receivers, not so much. Outside of Puka, Calvin Ridley, nothing. T. Higgins is pretty much nothing. Jordan Addison, blah. I mean, Mooney, blah. Like, his team's good. Obviously, his running backs are carrying the team. I mean, he's got. I mean, if fantasy wise, he had 3 of the. He probably had the 3 best running backs this week or close to it. Obviously, Bijan was really big, so played better than McCaffrey, but he had 3 of the probably at least top 5 guys and didn't even play one. So he could have had a crap ton more points. And then he also has Brees Hall, who's not playing great, but we'll see how that goes there. Doesn't have a good tight end. Theo Johnson's nothing. But of course, half the tight ends are pretty much like that unless you have McBride, Laporta, Ferguson, Kittle when he's healthy. Bowers, I guess, when he's healthy. I mean, there's really those 5 guys really the only ones that I think are doing pretty well this year. But it's tight end's just one of those positions. You either draft them early or you hope you get lucky, or you might as well stay at the same one every week and just bank on the weeks and get lucky. When they score, they score. Cool. If not, whatever. But if you try to play, I feel like if you try to play the waiver wire, switching them in and out, you're just going to miss the weeks when the guy scores a touchdown, and you're just never going to get points out of that position. But that is everything I have for you guys. I will have power rankings up. You guys will have already seen them by the time you see this video. They're already posted on the ESPN message board. But I will see you guys next time, and best of luck in waivers and next week.